Hi guys, we are live, and it is Tuesday, which means it is coaching day today. I've already done my platinum call. That's with my high-end clients who are doing over 10,000 a month in their business, and they're doing amazing things. They're actually all about to go to Bali, and then I've got my VIP call later on today. So in the window in between that, I'm going to be talking to you today about a really important topic, waiting for you guys to jump on. If you're joining me live, welcome. Wherever you are from, start posting into the comments and let me know where you are calling from. Very important topic today. It's so important. You're going to want to grab a piece of paper and a pen, and maybe, most likely, this could actually be about making some really important decisions that can have critical effects on your well-being, on your life, on your business, on your happiness, on your stress levels, all of these things. And we're going to be talking about toxicity today. We're going to be talking about those who drain us and the impact of it on our mission, on why we do it. Why do we continue to tolerate certain things? Why do we continue to have certain boundaries? Leanne, welcome. From us, all the way from Brisbane in Australia. Welcome. So today, the title of this video and training is, you need to remove these people from your life. So this is Simon Lovell at Fitpreneurs from fitpreneurs.com, coaching and serving fitness professionals, and we will get Welcome back. So today's topic is around toxicity and those people that you may need to remove from your life. So what I want you to do is post into the comments below, and also hit that little button that says get updates. Make sure that you're watching and tuning into the show every single day here live from San Diego. And let's make this an interactive show. So I just want you to post into the comments below just a yes or no. Do you have certain people, either recently or now in your life, that are draining energy from you? Maybe it's clients, maybe it's family members, maybe it's quote-unquote friends. Maybe it's just people that you just know are not allowing you to do your biggest and best things in the world. Just post into into the comments and let me know, because I think that going through the timeline of my life, I've certainly had to quote unquote get rid of people. What is the impact of this, guys? What is the impact of this? And I'm going to be sharing with you in just a few minutes a really important video, okay? A really important video from a very well-known woman. Can you take a guess on who this is? Post into the comments below. Who might be a really amazing, well-known woman in America who has done amazing things and might have a view or two on this topic? And you'll be excited. I'm going to be excited to show this very short clip with you on this video. So why is this really important? And also, why do we tolerate certain things? The word that you might want to write down, guys, is boundaries. Okay, boundaries. So for such a long time, I wasn't setting boundaries, okay, for myself, and I tolerated certain things, and that really affected my business growth. It affected my happiness. It affected my mission and what I was able to do. And it's so incredibly important that we have a check. We have a check, and we start making, lists, and we start to become aware of what is positive energy and what is negative energy. And the more that you're in a negative energy space, this brings you down, and it affects your procrastination. It affects you taking action. And sometimes we're not conscious of this. But we still allow these people to be in our lives, when really we have to understand that everyone has a different model of the world. Now, if I bring in this graphic here, which is power versus force, Can everyone see this graphic? If you can, just post yes, I can see it. No, Simon, what the hell are you talking about? I have no freaking idea what you're talking about. So this is a book, a very famous book called Power versus Force. And this is a graphic from the book, which is this shift on life view where people's different levels are. Now, you may want to share this video because it's going to help to raise consciousness and also to help understand how we make shifts. Now, for example, the Fitpreneurs community, which I've built, we have a strong vetting system to make sure that everyone grows exponentially, not just from the coaching and the strategy, but the energy within the community. Because if there's a little bit of toxicity, this hugely affects things. So, for example, some people have that view of shame, okay, humiliation, guilt. They're always blaming. They're always in regret. They're always have anxiety. And it's always about disappointment and hate. And, you know, you'll find these people in Facebook groups all the time that just convene together and they're all just spreading their negative energy and they seem to like get together in groups. Where all it is about blame, always finding the things that went wrong instead of looking at the opportunity and the things that go right. In any given moment, guys, we have a choice of whether we take a situation and we look at the opportunity of what can go great, or we can look at everything that's going wrong. And when you're looking at everything that's going wrong, you can't see the opportunity of the growth. And especially when you've got people around you that are always focused on this, okay? When you're being pulled down, can you get to where you want to be? No, because it's dragging your energy down. And when you've got someone dragging your energy down and they're negative, and every time you go and see them, even though you want to see them, it's always like focused on everything that's wrong because their blueprint of the world is just negativity themselves. What happens is that when you have something that happens in your life, which comes in and maybe doesn't go so great, you're already at energy depletion, which means that then you go down again. So this can happen with clients a lot. Maybe you find that you've taken on clients and you're working with certain people and all they do is just they're negative. All they do is focus on, you know, everything that they can find, that they can seek that's going wrong, you know? And so it's very hard to be able to get to the place that you need to be able to get to in your business when you're tolerating these things, when you don't have these boundaries. I would love your viewpoints on this. Post into the comments below. Do you know what, Simon? This is something that I need to start to actually be conscious of. Because sometimes what can happen is we cannot be growing to the level that we want to be growing to because we have this happen in our lives. Okay? I want to share a video with you right now of a very popular woman who talks on this topic.
I had to do a clearing in my life of some people whose energy I realized was not supportive of who I wanted to be in the world. And I recognized that there are people who were not going to take responsibility for their energy. So I now have to take responsibility for the energy that I allow to be brought into my space. Life-changing for me. And what I know is that you cannot continue to move forward in your life to the level that you need to be if you're surrounded by energy that brings you down, that sucks the life force from you. So not only are you responsible for the energy that you bring, is what I learned, you're also responsible for the energy that you surround yourself with. Huge, 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 huge. And everybody who's watching me right now, I know that you know this is true. There are some energy suckers in your life. Just literally taking the life force out of you. And you will never be able to do and be who you're supposed to be in the world as long as you continue to buy into the energy suckers.
So, on this topic today, guys, notice what Oprah said, which is taking responsibility. Okay, taking responsibility. Because if you're continuing to tolerate certain things and you're not taking responsibility for putting those boundaries up and being willing to say no, the only thing that's going to happen is it's going to continue. Okay? So if you're trying to grow a business and you're trying to evolve and you're trying to grow as a person, more importantly, and you're trying to do bigger and better things and achieve and reach to that next level, then it's up to you. Okay? It's up to you to, first of all, clear out your environment so that the energy that you're in elicits you being able to take more action, because the level of action that you take comes from the energy that you have. Okay, the level of action you take and the things you do and your creativity and the people that you're surrounding yourself with, okay? You want to start to get around, and you want to start to consciously think about getting around those that are where you need to be, okay? And this is why the Fitpreneurs community is so powerful, because you have people that have invested in themselves that want to get to that next level, that want to help more people, that want to change more lives, okay? And if you feel that that's you, and you feel like, do you know what, Simon, I need to be around certain people who are on the same wavelength, and we use that phrase a lot, on the same wavelengths, then head to fitpreneurs.com/breakthrough and apply for one of the calls with one of my team, and maybe it will be a fit for you to become and be part of the community. So the first thing to look at is, ask yourself this question: why have you tolerated up until now negative energy? Okay? Is it because you've got certain fears associating with it, and you're afraid of having that difficult conversation? Okay? I'm okay to have a brutally honest conversation with someone that allows me to be able to bring my power back. And this is about you being able to step into your power, because here's the thing, even though it might be difficult and challenging for you to do it a first time, when you can have authentic, honest conversation that comes from a place of you self-caring with yourself, okay, you actually saying, do you know what, I respect myself enough. I respect myself enough to have this conversation, because if it continues to go on this way for the next 3, 6, 12 months in a year, it's only holding me back from my mission on changing more lives. Okay? And here's another thing too. If you continue tolerating these certain things, then also what message are you sending out to your clients who need you to step up into this level of leadership to be able for them to hold those boundaries? Okay? So if you don't hold those boundaries yourself, if you're not the one that's willing to say, hey, listen, this is not working for me, it doesn't feel right, then ultimately the same thing is going to happen to your clients. Another thing too, which I've learned over time, is that when something doesn't feel right to me, I get that gut feeling of like, this doesn't feel right, okay? Normally it's because values don't align. And so everyone has their own blueprint. Everyone has their own timeline of what's happening in their life, okay? Everyone has, life happens to them, and everyone's been brought up differently. And some people are willing to change and grow, and some people aren't. Some people want to continue with their negative stories, and they want to continue in that negative mindset, and they love to be around that because it feeds them. It's like a fuel of negativity. And if you don't break away from that, you can get caught up in the trap of like being like a gossiper, being someone that's just like, oh, what's happening today? And like, oh, focusing on everything that's going wrong. All of that time that conversation's going on, be it a minute, a week, however long that is being continuing, okay, it's robbing you, and it's robbing other people from growing. And just understand also, which is really key, which is being willing to break away from someone like that can actually help that person. Because by continuing to be around that negative energy, by continuing to allow that into your environment, it stops the other person from growing, where it's keeping you both restricted and at a low level of energy. Okay, so I just had the Platinum call, right, which is my high-performing clients. If you want to check out some videos, head to fitpreneurs.com/platinum. And like, it was such a freaking amazing call, right? And I'll go into my VIP call later. And like the people on the call, everyone's like, they're just great. It's great energy, and that fuels everyone, okay? That fuels everyone. So especially if you're working online, especially if you're in this industry, and you're just working on your own and you don't have that support, just understand that the collective power of collective energy is so transformational, because everything is energy. Okay, very, very key. I would love your viewpoints on this. Do you know from what I'm discussing that maybe there are some difficult conversations that you need to have to be able to set those boundaries for yourself? Maybe there's a clients that you've got to fire. I've talked about this before in understanding, and just this is another side note, that when you continue to work with a client that continues to be a drain and you don't set the boundaries for yourself, okay, then it's only going to rob you from attracting to you those clients that are going to be able to bring you energy, because there's a thing called radiators and drains, okay? There's those that drain energy from you, and there's those that give you energy and give you like an upbeat feeling. So what you might want to do is actually just grab a piece of paper and a pen, okay? Grab maybe a notebook or a piece of paper, and just draw a simple line down the middle. And on the left, put radiators. and on the right put drains. Now here's the thing, here's what I'm going to say. Everyone goes through their shit, okay? Everyone experiences lows. Everyone needs a helping hand to move forward. But there's a very big difference between someone who reaches out for a helping hand, but is continuously, okay, an energy drain. And I'll be honest with you guys, I used to be the energy drain. I used to be the one that sucked, as Oprah says, sucked the life force from people because I was in such desperation. I was in such a bad place. And so oftentimes what happens is when you grow and when you evolve as a person and when you start moving your life forward, then you still want to be and sometimes support these people. And that can become difficult. But understand, by not breaking free from it, it robs you of your mission. It robs you of doing such bigger and better things, because as you free yourself into a more positive environment, and remember, I had to up and move. Okay, I had to move and make some difficult changes. So this, for some of you, is going to be really difficult because you're going to have to make a decision on what's more important. Is it your mission? Is it your vision? Is it where you want to be and what you want to do for you? Or is it about the person that continues to rob from you? Post into the comments below. A really important topic today on boundaries and removing toxicity and drama from your life. So I'll bring this in again, and this is the power versus force chart. And so at the top, we talked about the lower level earlier, which was the guilt, the shame, the apathy, the grief, the fear, the anger, pride. And then we start to go up into, and notice where you live. Where's your home majority of the time? Okay, because this is also a good self-assessment of, like, where am I right now, too? And then once we get that realization, we can start to grow and move away from it. You've got courage, you've got willingness, you've got reason, you've got joy, you've got enlightenment, okay? And all of these affect different emotions. If you're more trusting, if you're more forgiving, if you're more understanding, okay? And then what's your life view associated to this? Is it being evil? Is it being agnostic, if I can even say the word, okay? Or, is it being a bit more harmonious and hopeful? So, there's a couple of things on this training today. Notice where you are yourself and where you live, and then notice this is not where, I'm not saying that you don't want to look at, like, we all go to these places at periods of time through stress, okay? But it's where we live the majority of the time that's important. So where do you want to start to put yourself in this environment, okay? Because this chart is so critical, because as you start to move through these levels, and this is through spiritual development, okay? As you spiritually develop, as you grow, as you read more books and you do more positivity and you start to be around the right people, you naturally start to shift through these levels of consciousness. As you start to do more meditation, as you start to read books on healing and start to self-heal yourself through the traumas and things that have happened potentially in your past. The more that you start to do this, the more that you will go up this scale. And here's what's going to happen. As you move up through this scale, and as you grow, what you start to tolerate becomes even more kind of like off-putting, right? So the faster you grow, okay, and the faster that you ascend through the levels of consciousness, then as people are around you being negative, it becomes far more important for you to get away from it, because it's such a different feeling. But if you're always in fear, anxiety, and stress, okay, if you're always there, okay, and you're always around other people that are the same, the feeling of that separation is not so big. So you have to make a commitment to grow yourself and be on that never-ending growth. And then what you'll start to feel is, well, I'm just not going to tolerate this anymore. Have you ever been in that situation where you're just like, holy shit, like there's no way I'm not going to tolerate that anymore? And that also goes back to the topic again of setting your own boundaries, okay, and being willing to have really honest conversation, and being honest with yourself and caring about yourself and loving yourself enough to be able to grow. And especially, again, in this industry of helping people and serving people, there are so many people, your clients, who are not feeling good about themselves because they're around people that are becoming an energy drain. They're around people that are not supporting them on their mission. It might even be a freaking husband. Okay? How many times have you had the objection, well, I need to go and talk to my partner, and that's the very partner that's actually dragging their ass down, telling them they shouldn't do certain things, which is because of their own lack of confidence, and they're trying to keep someone else where they are. Remember, people try and keep other people where they are because they're not willing to grow. Okay? I'll say that again. People keep other people where they are because they're not willing to grow. So you have to literally peel yourself away. You have to be willing to peel yourself away to focus on what's important to you and what's going to be best for you. And that aligns with your values. What are your values? What's important to you? And as soon as you've got clarity around where you want to be, then you can start to move towards it. If you don't have clarity, then it's really important. So this is Simon Lovell from Fitpreneurs. Head to fitpreneurs.com/breakthrough if you know that this is the perfect time for you to be around a community of other trainers, nutrition experts, life changers that want to be at this level mentally. Okay? Because this is not just about strategy, guys. This is not just about some freaking Facebook ads and email marketing. This is about you. This is about taking care of you and being around the right type of people that are into self-development and into growth and into spiritual development and being the best person that you can be. If you're just like, well, so I just want to know Facebook ads and I want to just like, give me some strategy, that will help you in the short term. Trust me, okay? From my own personal growth and coaching hundreds and speaking to thousands of trainers, I see the commonalities, I see the themes of success, and I also see the themes of success and then dropping back into negative, bad habits again. And it all comes from this piece. It all comes from your environment, who you're around, and making sure that everything starts from feeling good. Because if you're not feeling good, if you're not feeling good about yourself, then everything else is going to fall apart. It's great. Isn't it great to have a great business? But if you're a mess within the business, then how good is your business? That's the thing. Okay? So yes, I want you to make you a lot of money, and I've talked about sales, and we'll continue to talk about strategy. We'll continue to talk about the things that generate leads and help you get clients. But all of that's freaking pointless. All of that's pointless to have that business if while you're in a business and while you're in the business that you should love, you're not loving it. Okay? Very, very key. Post into the comments below and let's get the discussion going. If you need any advice, then this is a great time to ask. I would love you to interact. Just post below and say, do you know what? This is an area that we need to focus on. Racer, welcome, welcome, welcome. As always, Christina, it's great to have you on. Post into the comments below. Let's turn this into an open discussion on the topic of boundaries, drama llamas, energy drains. What changes do you need to make to be able to get you to the next level? Also, what changes have you actually helped some clients make a shift? Is this something which you have facilitated really well with the people that you've been working with? Or is it something that you need to get better at? I think if we're all really honest, then everyone needs to get better at it. And also you need to do a check-in also, because as you're developing new relationships and as you're growing and as you're getting more clients, even though you may have had a filtering system previously, there's other people that can creep in that you need to take a bit of a check-in on. Okay? So you've got to put yourself first. Put into the comments below. I would love your feedback on this topic of toxicity and making sure that you're taking care of yourself. So ask also yourself this question, which is, who do you feel the best around? Okay, who do you feel the best around? Who do you feel that when you go and spend time with these people that you don't feel good around? Remember, you got to go with the feeling, how you're feeling the majority of the time. Razor says, I need to be better at it. I have gotten rid of negative energy people, but I myself have it. And the best way, honestly, and that's a really great self-assessment, I think just by taking that step and being willing to say that that's something you need to develop, is around your self-care, around your self-love, around continuing obviously in the program, and continuing to just develop yourself. For me, and this is how I personally do it myself, which is if I feel that way, like you're feeling right now, I just go, do you know what? This is a sign I got some more growing to do. This is a sign that I've got some more work to do. And just again, as I talked about in the video yesterday, 3 great steps that you can take to feel better is to get self-aware. So step 1 is to get self-aware. Take a stop for a moment, and when you're feeling that way, take a third-person perspective out and look at yourself and just get aware of, I'm feeling this way. But understanding that if you go from a third person and you look inwards instead of being in it, because oftentimes we can go internal so much and we can start to beat ourselves up. Once we pause and we go, oh, I'm feeling this way, go third person out, look at like you're looking at yourself from space. The next thing to do from that, because that will relax you and calm you down, and the goal is to get centered. The next job is to take a meditation, and that's going to start to slow everything down because everything's going very fast. And then the third thing to do is do some exercise, change your state. And there's 3 state-changing activities there that you can do, which will calm you down and put you into a place of flow. Okay? It's there. It's just not being activated yet. Okay? We here at Fitpreneurs, we really give a shit about our clients so much that we always are wiring in the self-care side of things. Okay? Because it's you that comes first, and then the business will grow exponentially when you're coming from that correct place in your heart space, when you're feeling good. And then you can become the leader that you need to be. And just remember, everyone's growing. You know, I've gone through the timeline of my life, and I'm in a certain place, and I'm going to a certain place, and everyone viewing this feed right now, everyone's in a different point of their life. Everyone's in a certain environment. Everyone's got a certain income. Everyone's got certain friends. But if we believe that it's all static and it's never going to change, it's only not going to change if you don't make the changes. Okay, it's only going to stay the same if you continue to tolerate, if you continue to stay within your comfort zone because, okay, well, I need to have this difficult conversation, but I'd rather not. It's on the other side of that you're going to get the breakthrough. It's by putting up those boundaries and saying, hey, listen, I respect myself enough to be able to do that. Okay, so any more comments? Post into the comments below. Really important topic, this, guys. If you've not already checked it out, head to fitpreneurs.com, download a free book, the new encyclopedia of modern fitness business building. As always, guys, it's been a pleasure to be able to talk to you today and serve you wherever you're from, whether you're from the UK, some of you guys are watching in Australia, United States, wherever you are at, whatever you're up to, just remember, when you put yourself first, everything else starts to flow. This is Simon Lowe.